beginning with something. Aazaan means that you begin your prayer with it. A territory which has not been done before, which is biological warfare.
कायनात का एक नियम है कि वक्त पर वो कैसा इंसान पैदा करता है.
It's always good to be around Shahrukh Khan because he's a brilliant man. He's an institution by himself. Similarities between Don 2 and Aazaan's action sequences.
जो अपना सब कुछ त्याग कर.
Candice Boucher, her image of lingerie and playboy and everything.
उसकी बनाई हुई कायनात को.
Yes, we have explored her glamour completely.
बचाने की कुवत रखता है.
She was wearing something that hot as a dress. It's a complete package and I'm sure audience is going to like it. Hi, this is Sachiin Joshi and you're watching me on BollywoodHungama.com.
We have this today debutant Sachiin Joshi, who's making his debut in Aazaan. Wonderful to have you in Bollywood Hungama.
It's a pleasure.
अजान खतरा बायोलॉजिकल है. अपने देश को बचाना.
एक एजेंट, वो अकेला क्या करेगा?
कहते हैं मुझ पे अल्लाह का हाथ है.
Why the title Aazaan in the first place?
It's the name of the character, Aazaan Khan. That's how the name Aazaan has come as the title. Also, it's nice as a title to have because we're beginning with something. Aazaan means that you begin your prayer with it for Muslims. That's what is Aazaan. That is how the title Aazaan.
Okay, but don't you think that it can be a bit of a controversial thing as well that you're talking about? I believe terrorism in the film and Aazaan is like it's something which is very typical to Muslims, and your character is a terrorist in a way as well.
Yes, the storyline is such that we talk about terrorism, but the new age of terrorism, which is biological warfare, and the way we have shot, and the character Aazaan Khan is obviously the Muslim character. I don't really play a terrorist as a character. I play a raw agent who's been sent beyond enemy lines to explore what is happening against the country. So to do that you need to infiltrate, and to infiltrate you need to do these activities which are terrorist oriented.
Right.
And that is how you get into the terrorist world, and then you start exploring. That's the character.
This is your first film, and why only this subject that you just zeroed in on? It's the action that is involved in this, or was it the director? What exactly just propelled you?
If you look at, it's a fresh new script, it's a fresh new subject. We are trying to explore a territory which has not been done before, which is biological warfare. Terrorism, I mean, the audience perception about a film-oriented terrorism is all about jihad, and it's all about doing bomb blasts and things like that. But Aazaan is not really like that. Aazaan is about thrilling moments, action moments, and at the same time exploring various territories in the world with the terrorist. That's what Aazaan is all about. I selected this project purely because it has a fresh new script. It has something new to offer to the audience, and larger than life scale that people are watching in today's time. Also at the same time, it has beautiful music and something that has to offer, and it also has a message at the end. I thought this whole project was quite challenging in terms of the cinema itself. That is why I picked up on something like that.
Okay, you talked about music, and music is something that people are talking about as far as Aazaan is concerned. Almost, right. I think the songs are working, Khuda Ke Liye and Afreen, they have really picked up quite a bit. Do you think that's working to your advantage? Because in terms of recall value, if you so many promos tend to just hammer across for people, if a song stays in the mind of a common man, it somewhere works for the film as well.
Definitely, music works for the film, and if it's successful, then it really helps the audience for the recall value, and they tend to come and watch the film. It also inspires a lot in the movie. If you see the music plays in the background all the time, it adds to the emotions. If you see all these songs are quite emotional and quite interesting and quite Sufi in terms of what we've made. We also have peppy numbers, but they're purely from the promotional point of view.
So how many songs are there in the film?
We have 4 original tracks. Bismillah, Khuda Ke Liye, Afreen and Habibi. But all are individual by its perception. Habibi is a song which is a very peppy number. It's a club number. We had a situation in the movie to place that song, but the film itself is in a way, the way we've seen the edited version, we don't see a reason to have a song in the movie. And plus, Khuda Ke Liye and Afreen are a part of the movie, but purely from the background point of view.
They're playing in the background.
They play in the background.
So Khuda Ke Liye and Afreen, they're in the movie. Habibi is not there in the movie.
Habibi is not there in the movie.
And what about Bismillah?
Bismillah is also a part of the movie.
And that's playing in the background as well?
Yeah.
All right, that's interesting. Prashant Chadha, why Prashant Chadha as a director? He's only having one film, Aapka Saroor, so far.
Well, Prashant Chadha is a brilliant technician, and during the process of scripting and identifying the way we want to shoot, the kind of structures that were in place, and the countries that we were planning to shoot with some brilliant technicians around the world, the screenplay was flowing very nice. Looking at all the pros and cons of Prashant Chadha, I realized that he's a visionary, and he's a director at par the scale if given an opportunity. What really works is the perception of the director and how he can translate that perception into a cinema in front of the camera. I got the confidence before we started shooting that yes, he's capable of delivering something as good as Aazaan.
Okay, and what about the action sequences? The promo that we're seeing so far, and they are quite slick and all.
We've had some brilliant action directors and action teams around the world. One of them being the largest in the world is Action Concept from Germany. Then we had the Bahnrig company, which also has done major action movies around the world, whoever is shot in Thailand. Plus we had some great technicians in South Africa. So overall, we had some great teams working in terms of action and thrilling moments. I'm sure India's never seen an action and thrilling moments like the way we have it in this movie.
And there have been comparisons with Don 2 action sequences as well. So do you think it's a fair assessment?
Whoever is commenting on similarities between Don 2 and Aazaan's action sequences, the only similarity I can say is the Action Concept team which has worked from Germany. That's the common team, what I understand. They worked on Don 2 and Aazaan as well. But we shot almost 6 months before Don 2 went into shooting in Germany. But it's not reasonable to assess something without seeing. I want them to see the movie and then understand. It's completely different sequences that we've shot.
Do you feel that the action sequences and I think music we've already spoken about, they are the highlights of the film in a way?
The script is quite fresh, and the faces and the actors that you will see they're brilliant actors around the world. We have actors from London, Pakistan, we have South African actors, Moroccan actors, and some Chinese actors. They are all best in wherever they are from, and they've all have worked beautifully, and it's a fresh new prospect for the audience to see in terms of actors, in terms of script, screenplay, music, and in terms of action. Aazaan is a complete package for the audience, which is completely with a fresh perspective.
I've been watching the promos of Aazaan. One promo which I find very scary is want to find out कि actually हुआ क्या था. There is this scene where I think there's a limousine or something, and it just crashes into this I think some vehicle or whatever, and I think you are there in the limousine and you are coming out of the limousine, and then it crashes, and then we just want to find out कि हुआ क्या था. That's a scary sequence, in fact.
We've made a making of the whole thing, and I want the audience to see it and to believe it. Basically, it's a car which is running at 140 kilometers per hour crashing into a big bar pole, which is under construction road. Right. And the car was completely smashed into pieces. So it's a great sequence, and it's a must-watch sequence. And
you were inside the car?
Yes, very much, but not during the crash. There was, in fact, the technology is so advanced in today's time, there was nobody in the car during that actual crash because it's quite risky. we are making cinema. We do take risk, and the kind of other action sequences that we have done, I've been a part of everyone. I'm happy to be safe and sound, but if you see while shooting, it is really very deadly to shoot some action sequences. But this one, because it was 140 kilometers per hour, and it jams into the whole sequence. But the perception is always going to be that me and Ali Khan, the other actor, we are in the car.
But you know what happens is, in terms of box office, I think it's an expensive film as well, considering the action and the fact that you've shot at various places and various locations all over the world. These days, what happens that you have to have a certain catch that brings in the audience in terms of the first weekend. And the action films of late, they've been clicking like really big time, be it a Singham or even a Bodyguard or
even Dabang for that matter. Yeah. Even Gajani did huge business.
And then Aazaan and Don 2, which are coming up, they are action films as well, and the reports are very positive. So in that context, for the first 3 days of your film, the action sequences somewhere and the music, that can be the trump cards in a way. Kids, they tend to like associating with slick action generally.
Fast-paced movies, yes. I completely agree the way business is growing with action cinemas, and people are more and more exploring this genre again. If you see the last decade, we hardly have seen some great action films. They've been at the end of the decade. But today, yes, audience wants to see action. And if you give something completely new and fresh, they are on for it. Because of that, it gives me a lot of confidence that people would want to watch Aazaan.
Right, we spoke about Don 2. Shahrukh Khan is part of that. You've had an association with Shahrukh Khan for quite some time. I still remember he had launched the XXX Energy drink, your label. What exactly is your association with Shahrukh Khan?
The original association, and which still is there and which is going to go for long, is our friendship. And it's always good to be around Shahrukh Khan because he's a brilliant man. He's an institution by himself. He's a well-learned man, and you always get to learn something or the other from him. And he's quite forthcoming in terms of supporting. He goes out of the way to do anything for you. I mean, with me also, whichever way I can support him, I'm always there for him. So it's a friendship which is mutual, and I'm sure I like it, and even he likes to have friendship, and that's how we are.
Okay, and have you taken any tips from him in terms of acting or maybe action or maybe promoting the film? Because the way he's promoting Aazaan right now is phenomenal as well.
I mean, we generally talk about things. If I need something in terms of acting or in terms of production or in terms of anything that I wanted to know from him, he's always been supportive and giving me all the tips possible.
Your heroine is Candice Boucher, supermodel from South Africa, and she's been a playmate as well. But you know, one concern which I think quite a few people have, she is known for her glamorous image, but apparently her image in the film, it's not glamorous at all, in fact.
No, I wouldn't say. I mean, it also depends what you want to say out of glamorous. I mean,
she's a lingerie model, in fact. So somewhere, yes, why haven't you capitalized upon that?
Because Aazaan is not a project which wants something like that. But yes, we have explored her glamour completely, but not in terms of lingerie or any other thing. She is quite beautiful, and we've tried to show her raw beauty. She's beautiful. She's been carrying herself well, and she's done some great sequences with the songs as well. Aazaan as a project, if we've been living this for over 2 years. Sure. If we try to add something additional to it, it rejects it automatically.
Which is not required.
Which is not required. Whether we were thinking about, we could have got some great actors out of the country to be a part of the project, and there were talks in between. But Aazaan rejected anything with a baggage. People have a perception about Sanjay Dutt in a way. People have perception about SRK in a way. People have perception of Ranbir Kapoor, whoever they are, actors who've done movies in the past. So every audience has a perception of some or the other actor in some way. Similarly with Candice Boucher, if we try to put up her image of lingerie and Playboy and everything into Aazaan, it was not accepting it. So we've stayed true to the project and we've stayed true with the actors.
Khan, I believe you guys exploited her glamorous image to the hilt because
honestly,
it got a lot of mileage for the film as well. Her dress over there.
I mean, I was not aware till the time I saw her when we all started walking on the red carpet that she was wearing something that hot as a dress. But I mean, that was an individual Candice Boucher going there, or that was individual Sachiin Joshi going there, promoting the movie Aazaan. Yeah. That's her. You can't say that don't do this and don't do that. It was nothing to do with a part of the movie or we were shooting something.
All right, tell us something about your likes in cinema. What are the stuff that you've grown up on and that have really inspired you?
I watch movies all the time, and I've been watching movies all the time. And I always try to see what positive comes out of any cinema. For me, all kinds of cinema I like. I'm not particular that okay, I like only action as a cinema, or I like only drama or a rom-com. What I get to learn, what inspires me is the best sequences out of movies, or the best acting of an actor out of the movie. That is always inspiring. And
any examples of movies that have inspired you? Any example of performances that have inspired you?
There have been great performances. I've seen Godfather. You see Robert De Niro. He's still silent but still effective. What I understand out of all the movies that I've seen, people where they have been a part of the character, or they embed the character in themselves and then act naturally, what would they do if they would be in that situation, has really worked with actors. And that is what I've learned, and that is what I've implemented with Aazaan. I've made myself as hero agent. I've made myself as Aazaan Khan and tried to live the character. And that is how I've acted in the film, and that really is working.
October 14th, your film is releasing. At the same time, I think almost 5 films are releasing on that Friday.
We always hear there are 4 or 5 films releasing any given day. But it all depends who actually comes on that day. But I guess there's my friend Pinto, which is quite serious on coming on 14th October. We've done a sincere effort. We've tried to trying to do as best as possible to release the movie, and then rest is audience decision what they want to see.
Finally, what do you think is special about Aazaan that people should be looking forward to October 14th?
Everything. I mean, we've done a lot with the cinema. Action. If you like action, there's some great action and thrilling moments which have not been there in the cinema before, which came out of Bollywood. Then there's some great music that Salim Sulaiman has come out, which they have said it in public, every place they've gone to, that this is our best music.
What's your favorite track?
Khuda Ke Liye is supposed to be. I like that song a lot.
Khuda ke liye ab na nahi karna, Khuda ke liye mujhse yahi kehna.
In terms of screenplay, if people want to see some great fast-paced action flick, there's some great scripts, some brilliant acting from all the actors around the world. So it's a complete package, and I'm sure audiences are going to like it.
That was Sachiin Joshi talking about his film Aazaan, that is his debut film as an actor. He's spoken about why he feels that Aazaan is a package and why it required a certain amount of actors and certain type of total paradigm for it. He felt that Candice Boucher, she is having a glamorous image, but he feels that when it comes to Aazaan, it did not require that glamorous image, and they've stuck to the script, and they've tried to remain honest to the script. He's also spoken about his association with Shahrukh Khan, and also about the fact that what are the kind of inspirations that he has had in films. Thank you very much for being on Bollywood Hungama. Lovely to have you, and all the best wishes for Aazaan.
Thank you.
And all your future ventures.
Thank you.
That's all we have from Bollywood Hungama. Keep on watching.